Whose grave are you digging there?
Yours.
That's a shame. I'm afraid this is the last advice I'll give you.
The dead are in their graves, understand? And you are dead. You've been dead for 5 years.
This is your grave, mister. Dig.
I won't you let me cry. I won't you love for me tonight. For me. I remember every night. Remember always that you're mine. My love. My love. You know you'll never let me go. You'll never let me go. Let me go.
Okay, we're rolling. Welcome to the movie Goblins. What a bunch of hippy dippy baloney.
Oh my goodness. Not the hippies.
I'm Noah Oldendick. Welcome to the movie Goblins, where spoilers are always on the table. Across the table from me is Ben Leeson.
Hi.
And it's been a time at college. It's been
A grand old time.
a grand old time of stress, especially for me. Like I feel like for both of us, obviously, but like it's been definitely. I feel like it's pretty much. I'm cutting it down to like the last, like it's about the last 4 or 5 weeks of school
Don't
for
say
me.
that.
Period.
Don't say that.
Why not?
Just essays and a bunch of things coming up.
Yeah, it's gonna be hellish. But we made the time to get together, go over to my place, watch some movies over the weekend.
Yes.
And this week, well, no, this weekend, it was for this episode. It was two of your picks and one of mine. I was like,
Yep.
we'll come to like what mine is, but so you had an interesting dichotomy of what yours was gonna be, basically, because
Yes.
you've been cooking this up for a while. This duo,
Yes.
this dynamic pair.
So the moment we started this show, we first said, okay, here's how we're gonna do. We're gonna do 2 mine, 1 yours, 2 yours, 1 mine. I did like 18 episodes, like picks in advance. Like I've had them all.
we made that a while back, and we're just like, fuck yeah, we're so excited.
We made that, and then I remade it, and then I remade it again.
Yeah.
So, but these two have always been like in some form on that list. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do it. Let's just do the picks I chose, which is which are the polar opposite of each other, I'd say.
In terms of tone, yeah.
Yeah, and style, ways of filmmaking.
I feel like they complement each other, though, in terms of like being kind of the yin to each other's yang.
Okay.
I feel like they mesh. Well, I mean, it flowed well for me because of the fact that it was kind of tonal opposites.
Yeah.
Not so much in the fact that it felt like whiplash, but like it didn't feel like that.
Okay.
But it felt kind of like a fluidity to it.
Okay.
Because one was like kind of a mirror, kind of like a reverse, kind of like kind of like a reverse of the other in a sense.
I could see that.
And it's kind of like both kind of give an initiative for the audience.
Yeah. So the first film was Ikiru, directed by the great Akira Kurosawa, made in 1952. Was it 2?
Yep.
I thought it was 3. It's a very happy film about a man who finds out he has cancer, and basically the first half of the film is him trying to figure out what he wants to do, because like for the past 30 years he hasn't really done anything of note. He's been like working at a job in government, stamping papers. That's it.
Yeah.
So first he tries partying, a lot of throw up that didn't end well, and then he tries kind of just like because kind of being a dad almost to this young coworker of his, and that doesn't really work. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to do something good for people. I'm going to make a park. And then he dies. And then it cuts to like a year later.
Well, 5 months later.
Was it 5 months?
Yep,
I thought it was a year.
it was 5 months.
Oh. Cuts to 5 months later where it's at his funeral or his wake, I guess. And they're all just kind of talking about like, why did he change so suddenly? Because he didn't tell anybody he had cancer, aside from like this random reporter and this young coworker. I think that's the only people he told.
Yeah. Well, it was more or less the fact that they caught on to it.
Well, to the reporter guy he told just because he
kind of alluded to it.
Yeah. And he tried to tell his terrible son. Yeah. And then it just goes into like almost like a detective story almost about trying to figure out like these corporate,
more like speculation, I'd say.
Yeah, where at first it's like, well, you didn't do that much, we kind of did most of the work. It's like, well, you did this one time, that, and then by the end they're all crying and like, we're gonna change, we're gonna follow in his footsteps, and then they don't change.
And I was kind of, because this is my fourth Akira Kurosawa movie, before, in proper ways, because in my freshman year of college during COVID, when I was doing online at METC, one of our assigned films was Rashomon, and that was not done in like we did not watch that in the optimal way to do it. It was like laptop, canopy streaming, not the best way to view it. So I was like, okay, this is pretty good. This is really good. And then I copped a Blu-ray of Seven Samurai not long ago and watched it this year for the first time. And it blew my mind. It's just like, I can't really say anything about Seven Samurai that hasn't been said already, but it's just amazing.
Okay.
And Toshiro Mifune is amazing, and Takashi Shimura is amazing, and just everybody else is all of it Kurosawa's muses, kind of his kind of pack of cast and crew are just at the top of their game. Right. And then I saw High and Low on 35mm. I was just like, oh my god, it's like, this is even better, I
love the Spike Lee movie. It's great.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, it's the A24 production is just gonna be absolutely. I mentioned this because we were supposed to go see the holdovers on 35mm last night, I believe, with a friend of mine, Emily, and basically I was like, because she's like, Ice Spice is kind of in a rotation of listening to of music and stuff a little bit. I was like, hey Emily, Ice Spice is gonna be in the movie. She's like, okay, and it was just like, it's just like, it doesn't. The one positive of it seems to be the fact that it's A24, but even like that on shaky ground because it's not like a guarantee of quality, and it's Spike Lee, who I'm not like the biggest fan of. Just this hot-headed guy who doesn't make the most of the film. Like people like remember people remember Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, Clockers. She's gotta have it,
All the classic films.
Yeah, but then there's all the other ones, Yeah. All the other like kind of like really just stinky movies that don't shape up to really his reputation.
Yeah.
And so and then like the whole thing of like, oh, he's remaking Asian cinema. It was like, it went all the way back to Old Boy with Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
How fucking terrible that was. Nobody liked it.
Nope.
Except for that one person in our literacy class. Our horror literature class.
Oh, wait.
Who was like, well, I like it. And it was like, shut up.
Really? I don't remember that.
No, you don't remember? That was before I think we knew each other, but like we were in like the same class though.
Oh.
There was one person who was
right.
like, it was like, oh, I like the remake, and it's like, you don't know anything.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
Shut up. Your opinion, and therefore, it was like, bada bing, bada smash. Your opinion is trash.
Whoa, that went hard, bro. That was a good
bada boom, bada bing. You don't know anything, but like, but yeah, no. It set a precedent that like Spike Lee should not touch something that is Asian or well regarded. It's like now it's like history repeating itself. Especially when it's like I forget the name of the director who did Old Boy, but like it's
someone
even like more. It's more contemporary, but like we're talking about like one of the foundational filmmakers who helped rebuild the reputation of Japanese cinema.
Yeah.
Like you don't fuck with that.
Now with Ice Spice.
Now with Ice Spice, it's just
it's her and
Denzel Washington.
Well, he's a good actor.
Yeah, but it's just like, but why though? Why would you?
My guess is that they're just going to do the basic plot. Like they're not going to like actually like remake it with shots. They're going to be
no.
The basic
just,
idea.
The basic idea of it, and just call it something different, probably. Maybe I don't know.
Low end of high.
Jesus Christ. And yeah, but going into so it's like those three basically were kind of introduced me to the Shiro Mifune, where he was kind of like, even if he wasn't he was the main character he was a key player for each of them. And for me, he kind of stole the show. But this is the first one that I watched that did not have Mifune, and it allowed Shimura to really kind of not convince me, but like kind of
shine. Yeah,
it's just, but like really make it apparent in my mind that he was one of the greats,
Yes.
And then like 2 years later, he starred in Godzilla, and then in the American cut, people were like kind of like when Roger Ebert did his review, like his kind of retrospective review of the American cut of Godzilla, he was like. It was like, well, why is he in this movie? I don't understand. 2 years before that, he was like the best actor ever. And I was just like, motherfucker, if you like, he's a scientist, he's not a key player exactly. Like, he's not made to like.
He's not the main focus.
Not everything is supposed to be not everything is supposed to be like this, like deeply emotional thing. He does his job in the Godzilla, he does this thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like, we should study Godzilla instead, But honestly, I call anything to call Akira anything else than the actor's greatest opportunity to show
what they can do,
what he can absolutely do to his full potential is blasphemy. It's like it's wrong to say it's anything else really, because he is the beacon in this movie.
Yes,
everything is teller.
He doesn't even talk that much.
No, he doesn't. And when he does, it's very frail.
Yeah.
Gradually, a bit more,
Yeah, like over time, he becomes weaker and weaker, and it's showing like not just the makeup, but like the way he presents his posture. He's like more hunched over.
I was thinking about this like the first like 30 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of thinking of like the equation in my head. Ikiru, greater than symbol, Citizen Kane. And I was just
that I didn't get where'd you get Citizen Kane from?
The kind of the dissection of a man's life through his actions, and kind of the legacy, like kind of trying to like decipher a man's legacy,
Yeah, but in this film, it's more the man himself is trying to figure that out. But in Kane, like nobody knew who Kane was.
No, yeah.
So I would say they're different. Although
it's it's a Japanese mixture of Citizen Kane and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
yeah, because
okay.
I brought this up to a few people where it's just like it's basically It's a Wonderful Life in a few instances where it's like it's got kind of like a little bit of this. It's not really a subtle film. It's kind of on the nose with stuff where it's like it's just like it's a very dramatic and emotionally loud film.
Yes.
And it's trying to really get the point across with the happy birthday scene. Where,
I love that.
Oh. I read interpretations of that where it's like, it's hopeful because it's like now it's like it's a rebirth.
Yeah.
I feel like here's my interpretation. I feel like watching that scene initially, I felt like that was his own mortality being forced back into his face a little bit. I know it's hope. Like it's like there's he's just trying to escape it though, because he's like I need to do this, and like everybody's singing happy birthday to this girl who's not related at all to him.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like this reminder that like he is going to die, and he's like scurrying away from it,
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the fact that, and with Kane too. I always remember the shot of Charles when he's like a little kid in like his house. Out in the window, and it's like the frame of the window, him in the background as his parents are talking with the guy who's about to adopt him, and it's like the glimpse of what you later find out to be Rosebud. I like the fact that there's like a story going on. There's stories going on behind the main character as he's talking with this girl who he becomes like kind of like he's not infatuated with her so much as he is infatuated with her youth.
Yeah, just how happy she is.
Wants to be kind of attached to that and kind of wants that to kind of rub off on him a little bit, but it can't, you know.
Right.
And it even kind of like to her annoyance, basically.
Yeah.
I like the fact that people are living their lives and like there's a life to the movie because people are there's the way the direction of extras goes. It's a very, despite the fact that it's a very somber film, it's brimming with like different like key instances of extras doing like these subtle things. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I remember. So I bought this film last time I was at your house. So we went to a Barnes and Noble, and I saw it. I was like, I'm gonna buy this. I don't know why. This is the first and only film by Kurosawa I've seen. I haven't seen any other. This is the only one I've seen. Something just
fucking introduction.
Something just compelled me to get it. Like just like the cover of him on the swing. Just something about it.
I wonder what the ratio is of movies by Kurosawa that have been like what's been like the most shown in film class.
Probably Seven Samurai.
I would say Rashomon.
Or Rashomon.
Yeah. Because it's a film about like the whole film is about perspective,
right?
And how that can be conveyed, not just in like the storytelling, not just in the script and the writing, but like through the way the film is presented, like the cinematography, delivery, blocking, you know.
Yeah.
And how a scene can play out in many different ways.
Yeah, but so for Ikiru, I remember watching it, and at first I was kind of like, okay. I see where this is going. This is the classic, you know, dying man wants to find meaning in his life. But then it got to the scene when he is talking. No, well, first there's the great scene of him singing.
Yeah,
that killed me.
That's like the shot.
The shot
of the movie. Yeah,
just his raw, just hopeless emotion.
Yeah,
and like everyone in the club just like turns to look at him like, what is going on with him? But then it's the scene where so basically, he has a conversation with the girl from his office who's like, he's like, and she has a good point of like, listen, no, your son didn't ask you to waste your life away to work. Like, he didn't ask you to do that. That was your choice. Yeah. Like, no child wants to be born. So the next scene, he goes to his son and say, hey, I gotta tell you something. And then his son, who's a giant piece of shit, he's like just the worst. And he's just like, listen, I know you're having a young mistress. It's disgusting. I couldn't even talk to you. He's like berating him. And then the dad just like, his face is, I could just,
Kind of gave me like a sense of like, kind of like a much less subtle apathy in relation to Tokyo Story by Yasujiro Ozu. Basically, it's the whole thing of like kids not being good to their parents, basically. And then it's too late, you know?
Yeah.
But then it comes to a point where they wish they could have done things differently with their parents, you know?
Yeah. And that's at the end of the film when he's talking to his wife. He has the hat. I love that hat. The hat is so funny.
Yeah.
But it's just it's such a. You're right. It is a very not subtle film. With but like it doesn't have time to be subtle because he's dying. Like he doesn't have time to really calculate or not calculate, like contemplate his place. He just wants to do something.
It's the movie's trying to make very big statements that reach out to there's movies that like reach out to like a large audience for like economic or demographic reasons, you know?
Yeah.
This movie is trying to spread something universal because it feels that it's important, though, you know? Yes. Because it feels that it's important that everybody knows, like, hey, the clock's ticking, you know?
Yeah, listen, you got to do something. Don't waste your life. And also, the first time I watched it, I thought it was going to be like a dark comedy because at first he goes to the doctor's office and there's that guy talking about all the symptoms. And he won't leave him alone. It's like he sits next to like, and then your bowel movements will start this and that, and like he's clearly looking away, like and he just keeps doing it. It's like, and he's like, he stops and then just goes and reads his paper, like, what was that? But like,
I like there's instances of not so much silence, but like the sound design when there's like that kind of like that thumping or like that heartbeat type sound where it's like kind of like a kind of mix between that and like the kind of a droning sound.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like a sonic version of the walls are kind of closing on, and it's kind of like this emptiness to it. I love the shot composition of it.
Yeah. And there's that scene like after his appointment. It is silent. Mm-hmm. He walks across the street. A car almost hits him, and then
yes, I forgot about that scene where it's like it's dead silent. There's no sound.
No,
not even ambient sound. Not even like something that was recorded. They cut out all sound.
Yeah,
and then that was great. That was amazing.
Yeah,
imagine seeing that on the big screen. You know, that'd be insane.
And of course,
that's like some cat people shit.
There's that great like piano shot that like goes up in the ceiling.
Yes,
and, like,
I love that
down.
shit. It's like, it always reminds me, like, it kind of gives me like obviously it's not like it's a lot more meaningful than something like Scarface, where it's like, oh, they tried to like do the mirror scene, but like, oh, it's like the whole thing is mirrors, but it's like,
I don't know how they do the mirror shots.
No, I don't.
So
it's like the fact that like I watched like one of those Itoichi movies. I believe it was Adventures of Itoichi, where you can see like the shadow of like the crane.
Yeah,
you know, I'm just like, well, that took me out of it. You know?
Yeah, but
they obviously had more time with this, and so like they had more. They were better filmmakers and just knew what the fuck they were doing. And so, you know, obviously it's those little simple things where it's like, okay, I'm into this. I'm in this world. You know.
How do you feel about like the big transition from just like he's gonna go and he's just dead?
I was expecting that to be like more so the end and not like more or less like the last third of it so much. I wasn't expecting it to kind of be like 12 Angry Asian Men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because like it's like that. There's like one guy who's like, I don't know, I have my doubt. I was like, you guys are kidding. He was the one who built that park, and like there was like, well, there was this one time, you know.
There was this one time where I saw him
like
fight the Yakuza.
Yeah, exactly. The guy with the scar on his face.
Yeah, it's like he's like, "Want to die, old man?" He's just like, he smiles at him.
Yeah, I love it.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah, it kind of is. Like he's like. There's something oddly creepy about like the way he stares. That kind of like 1,000-yard stare where he's just like there's so much like contemplation and there's so much regret and sadness, weakness,
because he can't eat anymore, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just that kind of like the glazed over stare where it's just like there's just so much going on, but he can't like. I have no mouth. And I must scream. You know.
There's also the scene where he goes to the parks department, like, here's my proposal, and he just won't leave. He just sits there.
Yeah, he's got nothing. He's got nothing to lose, you know.
Everyone's just like, "What are you doing? Go away!"
It's like, no, fuck you.
And like, the part that made me laugh the hardest when I first watched it was like, and then he did something outrageous. He went. He asked the president again. And like it shows him like, "Do you mind if you look over the proposal again?" He's like, everyone's just like,
how dare he?
What did you just say to me?
Yeah, he's like, what did you just say?
As if he just screamed at him or something. But he's just like, do you mind if you reconsider? And it was like, what did you say to me about my authority? But it's like, it's almost bizarre. It's a bizarre film in a way. Cause like,
it's definitely, I compare it to Wonderful Life, not just in sense of like, oh, it's, you know, about a man like trying to make something of himself and like the whole importance of one man's life, but more or less like kind of like that like the kind of like the lack of subtlety, you know, the kind of like the overtness of the movie, you know,
like
where it's like it's not trying to like hide anything. It's very much. Kind of like
the narrator, like in the first 10 seconds, is like, "This is our protagonist. He's never lived until now."
Yeah, it's kind of like Wonderful Life, you know.
Yeah, like God and Joseph.
God and Joseph, and Clarence.
Clarence, great angel name.
Yeah,
but yeah, like, or like even like, it's just a wonderful little movie. Like it's not like a huge.
It's not. I like the fact. Well, here's the thing. Kurosawa is known for making like period pieces in these vast, large. Seven Samurai is, even though the fact that I believe it's not like it's definitely not, you know, by our standards a widescreen format. It's not. It's shot in more of the 4:3 aspect ratio. Yeah. That movie's, despite that, the movie's larger than life. It's so grand, it's so vast, and it's so endless.
Right.
You know, the same goes with High and Low and Rashomon in terms of just like this grandiosity to the way he shot pictures.
Yeah.
Ikiru kind of doesn't. It's a lot more quiet in terms of its visuals.
Yes.
And it's a lot more focused on emphasizing isolation and interiors. But here's the thing, though. He does slip in some like grand shots though, with like the crowd of people and the lights as the musicians are playing. You know,
Oh,
that's amazing. The fact that Kurosawa had such control over his pretty much his pieces, where it's like he's able to just like direct that well, that many people. I know it's like a simple action, but like
there's also like a one-shot crane shot of them going up the stairs, and there's like great scene of like the old man like looking at this like couple dancing. He's like, stop looking at it. What are you doing? Like,
yeah.
Here's something I want to ask you your opinion of.
Yeah.
To me, there's no good tragedy film, like no great one, without just a smidge of comedy to it. Like, name me any tragedy film. Like there has to be at least one or two jokes in it because I don't know. Like I've never seen one that was just like tragedy.
What would you identify as a tragedy film?
Like
Schindler's List.
Yeah, like the first half, like there's that great shot of him, like the montage of all the secretaries.
Yeah,
He's like,
here's a funny story. I feel like I shouldn't say this, but like there was the scene where like Ralph Fiennes' character, like the head SS officer, was like shooting people, sniping people from his balcony.
Yeah.
I chuckled, and my mom like kind of like scolded me for it. I was like, well, he's doing it so casually. I can't, you know.
I mean, I laughed at that too, except. The reason I laugh is because there was a joke in Family Guy.
I have to stress, I was like 8 years old when I watched this.
Oh,
yeah,
8 years old. What the?
It was like Christmas. It was like I don't know. We got it on
Christmas?
Blu-ray. We got well. There's winter in it, so around Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
My grandma was like a history buff, so we like she's into like looking up Holocaust stuff. So
yeah,
it made sense.
Yeah, but yeah, there's I mean, yeah, but like, to me there's no good tragedy without some sort of lightness to it. Like because like if you're going to show what the tragedy, you have to show what they're losing.
Well, is Funny Games, would that kind of without
I haven't seen Funny Games. I haven't
Synecdoche, New York, with that, like I feel like there's like kind of like uncomfortable laughter in that. Yeah. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like because like if it's just sadness, it's like.
Which is Synecdoche, New York.
Yeah, but it's like I get it. Like I could just become numb to it. Like you have to show me something they're losing. You can't just say.
Well, it shows that.
Yeah, but Ikiru.
I did not expect the last third to play out like that. I expected like it. Like I said, I wasn't expecting it to be like a 12 Angry Men situation where it's like, okay, now these people are having a conversation about this one person.
It's also just abrupt. Like he's like, I'm gonna go check out the site, and it immediately just cuts, and now he's dead.
Yeah, I don't feel like I can see people seeing that as like a kind of a whiplash type deal where it's like, you know, it's like, wow, that was kind of not gradual or satisfying, you know. But I do like the fact that like it particularly. I was expecting the end, like the final shot, to be him on the swing. I honestly like I was expecting that to like that would have been like kind of sad. That would have been pretty satisfying though. But I do like how everything plays out and kind of wraps up.
Well, also the ending is great because like it shows
the effect the kids actually playing on the swings, playing in the park.
Well, it also shows. So basically, all the men are drunk. They're all like, "We're gonna carry on your name,
and it shows them doing fucking nothing. They're not going back to their shit, you know.
But then that one guy who support, he went. It's like he's like, that's not what matters. Like what matters is that they built the park and the kids are enjoying it.
Yeah, isn't that the guy who, like just straight up like left his post?
Yeah, that's the guy who stood up and knocked his chair like, how like the eyes like, how dare you? And he's like, dude, get back to work. And he's like, no.
But I do like that kind of retrospective where it's like, well, look at what this man did, you know?
Yeah, like, because he's like, how come he never wanted credit? He never, if he didn't do it, he would have asked for credit. He's like, but that's not what was important to him. Like, he didn't care about the credit. He just wanted to do something good.
Yeah,
and he did.
Yeah,
I was also surprised the girl and the writer who you love didn't come back later.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too. I
thought you were going to come back.
Kind of like thinking it's like, I kind of guess it's kind of kind of how people can float in and out of your life.
Yeah.
Even for a small instance, you know. I've had instances of people where it's like, oh, you're really cool, you know, and I spend some time with them and never hear from them again, you know.
Yeah. Well, also I thought like she was gonna come in, like the son and and his wife were like, "How dare you come to his funeral? You're his tramp." And she's like, "What the? No, I'm not. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, and
Or like,
I feel like that was kind of inconsequential at that point because the man was dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Who cares?
Yeah.
But or like, okay, so how'd you think of the son character? Because it's very conflicting. Because
It's human.
Yeah,
You know, he's flawed. Was very unfair and uncool to his dad.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's kind of like I do appreciate the fact that they make him like not likable, but also sympathetic. You know.
He's not just like, I want your money.
Yeah, he's
like,
an actual character. He's human. You know.
Yeah, like he wants to make sure his future's secured with his wife.
He's kind of like just blinded by like earthly needs. You know.
It's also the fact his dad didn't tell him he had cancer too. That might have
that kind of. Not even like a hard pill to swallow was like, oh, he never even told me. He didn't even confide in me that, you know. It's like he didn't even want to feel that close enough to me.
Well, it's also like his dad said like he's dead to me. Like he told the girl like my son's dead to me.
Yeah, that's like I know that people said that and they usually don't mean it, but you know, it's like usually it's like a way to like kind of distance themselves from somebody when they've done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's about more or less. It's not exactly what they say, but what they mean when they say it, or like what the character's actually feeling when they say something like that.
Yeah, well, it's also
more or less
like
a thing where it's like, oh, that hurt, you know?
Yeah, well, it's also like you show in flashback like his son was going in for surgery. And he had to go to work.
Yeah,
he couldn't stay for your son's surgery.
So nobody is perfect in this movie. I like that, you know.
Yeah, everybody's kind
of their own like kind of has their asshole moments, you know.
The one good character is
the guy who becomes his drinking buddy.
Yeah, he pays for everything.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm gonna show you a good time tonight.
You go with the Chinko machines. They pick up chicks.
They sing. They get drunk and throw up in an alleyway. It's a grand old time. But
until kind of he has to face reality. It kind of both not really so much, more or less.
Well, he's like, this is not what I want.
A mental sobering up of mortality and stuff.
Yeah, like, this is not what I want out of my life. The drinking, like, this is not me. And then he meets the girl, and
it's kind of like that going through the steps of like, okay, what the fuck am I going to do with the rest of my days? Oh, okay, I'm going to contribute to society, left. You know?
Yeah.
In an actual productive and cool way that doesn't like just benefit the economy or, you know?
Yeah, it's not.
It's an actual like nice gesture where it's like, oh, cool, kids can play here.
I also like the first scene or so when they show like the moms come in and say, we want to fix the park, and it goes from every single department all the way back to the start. It's like, well, that's not really our department, that's more the school. And then the school is like, well, we don't have the budget for that, so maybe go to the sewer plant. And it's like, damn it, never mind, it's a runaround, never mind.
Yeah.
And the girl has a baby on her back, and he's like, fuck it, never mind.
Yeah.
I love that. It's just it's a little movie.
Yeah, no.
It's not grand.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely something that I don't feel like it was attempting to be anything other than just chronicling a man's dying legacy, or a man not really dying but like a legacy that culminates from his dying days.
Well, like, he doesn't have a legacy really.
No, he wants to trying to create something, you know.
They're like, I want to make something that'll last.
So like what the movie is trying to say is kind of I like the line where it's like you could die at any minute, you know. It's like you don't need like the clock is already ticking, you know. Yeah. It's like you could die, you know, at any point.
Yeah, literally
unexpectedly.
That's the thing. You could die from literally not. You could literally just stop living.
Yeah.
Like that's happened. It's just like, look.
Yeah. So just make the most out of it, you know.
Yeah. You got time. Build a park.
That's something that everybody can attach themselves to, you know.
Build a park. Write a book. Fall in love. Get drunk with friends. I don't know.
Just exactly.
Enjoy life.
Just do something, you know. Yeah, but Ikiru, not a great film. Honestly, I can't I haven't come. Well, here's the thing. It's been a while since I've seen Rashomon, so I don't know how I'd rate that. But out of the three, I have in collective memory that I can pick apart and not have to like rewatch because like they're fresh in my mind because
Right.
you know because I saw them like within like a year's time. All of them are 5s.
Yeah.
Ikiru included. You know.
Yeah. This is my favorite film by Akira Kurosawa.
But what would you like? Would you kind of where would you like to go from here?
I mean, I gotta go Seven Samurai because that's his most acclaimed.
Okay.
Because it's always like
It's something. It's kind of almost like it's a great film, and it kind of it's not something like. It's just the fact that it's 3 hours and 27 minutes long.
Is it?
It's yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just if sometimes at points not the film's detriment, it's just the fact that it is like it needs
Long.
to. Yeah. It's just the fact that it's long. But I conquered that last January, so I feel
It's
good
on the
about
list
that.
of things I need to watch. But aside from that, there's one he made later in life called Dreams or something.
Dreams, it's his 80s stuff. Dreams and Ron.
Yeah, those look interesting.
Okay.
Those look really just like just bizarre, which I want to check out.
I feel like I'll tackle those soon enough.
Yeah, but
Eventually.
yeah, but you know, I mean, all his classic films, which is basically all of his films, all his films are considered classics.
Well, pre World War II, I don't know what they like.
Right.
I don't know what they're like pre World War II because like it was a shifting time.
Yeah.
In which Japan's film industry had to kind of reinvent itself after the war. So
Yeah, but
and kind of break out of that kind of industrial American censorship after pretty much we kind of occupied Japan.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I also gave this a 5.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because there's nothing else you can rate it.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But yeah, check it out. It's on Criterion if you want to pick that up. I think it's on the Criterion channel too.
Yep. Well, yeah.
Yeah. That was a dumb sentence. That's a no duh. Sentence.
But yeah.
Check it out.
But the opposite side of the coin,
Yeah.
the Lego movie.
Yes.
So I forgot, like for a split second, that this movie was written and directed right by Chris Miller and Phil Lord.
Yes.
Of Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse,
Clone
21
High.
Jump Street.
And they wrote Clone High, right?
Yes.
Yep.
They wrote and direct. Wait, did they direct?
I think they. I would be safe just betting they wrote.
And also, Chris Miller. He was the voice of a JFK.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
My abs or whatever.
You can get off my dinghy, not you.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the Lego movie, which is it kind of says what it get on the tin. It was made at first like they're like, hey guys, you want to make this film? And he's like, no, you do whatever you want. Yes.
It's the best film that at the end of the day is a commercial for a brand.
Yes.
You know, so.
But at first, the whole film, no one says the word Lego throughout the whole film.
Really? Okay.
No one says Lego.
That's cool.
Nobody. Like they're like, we got at the toy store. This is a highly sophisticated interlocking brick system. Like you could have just said Lego, but no, interlocking.
No, I think what he was implying was like, oh, it's more serious than like what we get, like than what's implied by buying at the toy store. You know.
I know, but it's just funny that he's like, is interlocking brick system.
It's your pick as well. Do you want to explain the plot? It's basically okay. It's basically every like hero's journey.
Yeah,
and it's parody.
It's a satire.
It's a satire of it, you know.
Yeah, it's like the special.
He is the one. He is the chosen one. He is the Messiah.
A talented lasso fellow with a face of yellow who will find the piece of resistance found from its hiding refuge underground. When this master build will thwart the Craggle and save the realm. Mm-hmm. That's the prophecy he made up.
I love how one thing I appreciate about this movie is that it pokes hole, not really pokes hole, but it's like it has so much fun. It's so gleeful.
Yep.
In the fact that it's making fun of these tropes that are usually like not addressed in. They're just kind of lazily written into like these kind of for all ages movies, you know.
Yeah.
Especially one of this caliber where it's just like, okay, hero goes through threshold, meets different people, it goes through challenges and trials, and it's like, but he's like the prophesized one who's like, it's like I fucking hate that. That's one of the things I don't like about the Matrix.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it's just like that's dumb.
He's not the Joker. He made it up.
No, he made it up. Yeah,
he made up the prop.
I love that. Yeah.
And also, one thing, the first time I watched, I remember watching this when I was 14 when it first came out. I was so excited. But like, there's the whole first. So he first meets the character Wildstar, and she's like, "Oh, you're the greatest man ever." And for most films, it'd be like at the third act, the low point. I'm like, "You're not the special. You lied to me."
I fucking hate that.
But they just do that right away. They get that
out of the way. Where it's like, oh, he's not,
which makes it funnier because he's like, he throws a cactus at her. It's like, you lied to me.
I hate that kind of trope so much. Where it's like this kind of mix between like, oh, he's not the one. Let's lose this guy.
You're not the sheriff? You lied to me?
Or like the fucking Bugs Life thing where it's like the liar reveal.
Oh, yeah.
The
liar reveals.
He lied to me.
He lied.
It's like,
but for this film, they're just like, nah, let's get out of the way.
Let's get to hell with that.
Which makes it funnier.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
She doesn't like him for half the film.
Yeah, and she's dating Batman. I like how she calls him,
babe.
She calls him Batman. It's like, hey, Batman.
It was like, Bruce Wayne, who's that?
Who's that?
Sounds like a cool guy.
Can I say, like, I like the fact that it's Will Arnett, right?
Yeah, Will Arnett.
BoJack Horseman is Batman.
Yeah, he's great.
Mm-hmm. And he's a great satirical version of Batman, where he's like,
darkness, no parents. I'm super rich.
It's weird.
It kind of makes it better.
The movie is highly caffeinated, but that works to its benefit. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's very memeable, you know.
Yes.
But it's by design though, where it's like it's not like a thing where there's nothing about this movie is lazily done. No, you know,
the animation's gorgeous.
I love the fact that like they integrate all the real world logic of like what you would do to a Lego. Into this universe, because the special like piece, right? It's glued to his back.
It's the cap of the glue.
Yeah, it's the cap of the glue. Yeah, the crack.
The craggle.
It's just called that because all the other letters are like blurred out. Not blurred out, but like they're faded,
scratched off
or faded off. Yeah.
The craggle.
Taco Tuesday. It's just. I love that kind of, the Old West.
Oh,
yeah.
Every 2 seconds it does that.
I do. It's just I like how it feels like, despite the fact that it's CG, it's made so painstakingly to feel like they made it stop motion.
Yeah.
In terms of like they kind of can't really do. I like the fact that there's like scratches. There's so much detail. There's like scratches and scruff on like the Lego pieces, you know.
In certain shots, if their light hits it, there's fingerprints on them.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
They put fingerprints.
That's just, oh my god.
Or
hopefully
it's like
they treat their animators well this time. The first time. Maybe. I don't know. It just came out recently with the Cross.
Yeah. I think this was before they had that much power.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't.
They were humble in their Clone High days, but
yeah.
But what is between Clone High? Oh yeah, 21 Jump Street. Yep.
And
that's why Justin Timberlake and Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are Superman and Green Lantern.
Yeah. They also did a Howdy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Shit.
Yeah, that was them.
Damn.
Yeah.
They were the wizard behind the curtain of my goddamn childhood.
Yeah, and then
my adolescence and teenage years.
Yeah, there's 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street.
They were always there, cracking the whip.
Cracking the whip.
Big mean men whip us.
And they almost made Solo.
Really?
Like they filmed Solo and then they reshot it with Ron Howard.
Really? Oh yeah, Ron Howard, the most boring, just the bland director you can think of. Who I don't even know what the fuck he directed. Like what?
Hannibal.
Oh, he did Cocoon with Wilford Brimley.
I don't know. Hey, it's the guy from that one show with the racist guy. Archie Bunker.
I was gonna be like Archie Bunker, but I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, so Ron Howard played the husband of the guy's daughter, who was like the liberal guy who.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Ron Howard.
Oh.
So he was an actor first, and he became.
Well, yeah. He was also in American Graffiti.
Yeah, and
I believe so. Yeah.
can he make Spinal Tap?
That's Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner, that's it. That's
Much more talented man.
yes. He also did Princess Bride.
Yeah.
But the Lego Movie is.
Oh, he also did Stand By Me. But enough about
He
Robbie.
did do Stand By
Yeah,
Me.
but about Robbie boy. No,
Robbie
but seriously.
boy.
But no, Stand By Me is either Spinal Tap or Stand By Me are like, from what I've seen, his best work.
Yes. Yeah.
But like in terms of like, when did it come out that like, what was the whole what news broke about like what was like the big thing where it was like, okay, they're mistreating their animators?
Oh, that
Or
was
Cross.
yeah, that was Across the Spider because they found out had films like Last Shot where they're all like standing with the other spider people, like Gwen's new crew. That was done like 2 weeks before the movie came out.
Oh, what the fuck?
They literally like, we need a last shot.
They did do patches to the movie, which I'm super happy about. They did post-release patches. So you know that version of the movie you saw in the theaters, you can never watch it again.
And it's like most of the patches is worse.
I like one thing I like was they took out "I'm going home."
I like that.
I don't like it. I feel like that could have been
okay.
done
I
without
feel like it's
saying.
weird
like,
now because I heard it and now I don't. It feels like it's missing.
Okay.
Like, it feels weird without it.
I like it without. That's the
Okay.
one change I like. But
But there's also
I
there's like the whole spot vision where he sees like his dad dying. But it was like they add like extra sound effects so it's not as creepy. Because like in the theater, like it was like yeah, is it that sound effect? But it's like that was it.
Okay.
Like just a droning. But now it's just like there's like gooey sounds. Like
Okay. Oh God.
it's like it's not as scary now. Like before it was creepier.
Watching Across was magical because there was the scene where like the Lego universe.
Oh yeah, that was
Lego
done by a 14.
Spider-Man.
That was made by a 14-year-old.
And so that was pretty magical because like there was a guy next because that was before I that was before I even watched Lego Movie. I ironically enough I'd seen Lego Movie Part 2.
Which they wrote. They didn't direct that one. They wrote.
Yeah, I was just like,
Which is why it's
this
not
is
as good.
fine. This is
Yeah,
okay, I guess.
It's not as good as the first.
No, it's not. But it was like the guy like a few rows next to me was like, "Oh my God!" and they were so excited, you know.
Can't go wrong with Legos.
Yeah, no, you can't. It was kind of because of that, the
Yeah.
Chris Miller connection and Phil Lord connection to the Lego Movie, but like the cheekiness of it, it was like, yeah, no, it's just I see why people get excited about it because Lego Movie's great, you know.
It is great. It's one of the fact it wasn't. I remember when it came out, there was a huge controversy because it wasn't nominated for an Oscar for best animated feature.
Yeah.
Like, and people were like upset, including like other like famous celebrities. Like, how could you not?
What was the roster that year for
I
nominations?
think it was like Big Hero 6. I don't remember. I think Big Hero 6 won.
What year does this come out? 2014?
2014. So it'll be the 2015 Oscars.
2014 Oscars, okay. It didn't get nominated at all, basically.
No.
Oh, God.
So this didn't get nominated. Like, no film in the Lego series, like any of the 4 Lego films they made for Warner Brothers, never
4?
got. Yeah. There's this one, Lego Batman.
The Lego Batman movie, yeah.
And Lego Ninjago, and then it was.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and everyone forgets about that one.
Yeah.
It has Jackie Chan in it, but everyone forgets about it.
That's odd.
That's one I haven't seen, but I've heard it's okay.
I used to watch like Lego Ninjago, the TV show,
Yeah.
and when we find out that one of them is a robot, that was a big deal. Where it's like, what? Here's a fucking robot.
That sounds badass.
Yeah.
But,
He's like, no.
okay, but I got a question about the Lego movie. How'd you think Chris Pratt did?
I think it's like the fact that he's like supposed to be playing like the most average, boring, insignificant person fits well for him.
Damn. Okay.
So it works.
Okay. I think
Who plays Lucy?
What? Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. What else has she been in?
She was in the Hunger Games as the lady who read the names out in the bowl.
Katniss
Everdeen.
Oh yeah.
And she also made Cocaine Bear.
Oh, she made it?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
And she also made that great remake of Charlie's Angels that everyone loves.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
With Lucy Liu and Charlie's.
No.
What?
The one with Kristen Stewart and.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay.
Yeah,
the one that nobody remembers except for weirdos like me.
And then once it bombed, because no one cares about Charlie's Angels, she was like, the reason why it bombed is because people hate women.
God, that was why when the Green Hornet bombed, they should have been like, it's because people hate men.
Yes, everyone hate. Yeah, yeah, but yeah. And then
Green Hornet is a whole can of worms. I feel like I will actually pick that for like an episode.
Nice,
just to dissect what went wrong there. You know.
But do we have to watch it again?
Honestly, I don't feel like it. So
we might have. If you pick it, you have to watch it again. That's the rule. You get to refresh yourself on all the details. You can't just.
Actually, no, I'm not going to pick that then. I guess that's the
rule
we just came up with.
Yeah, that's the rule I just came up with just now for the podcast. Fine,
it's not been a rule, so much a precedent, you know?
Yeah.
That hasn't been broken yet.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think who else. Have you ever seen of course, there's a Will Ferrell as Lord Business.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love him in an antagonist role. You know. I love him in a villain role.
Yeah. It's like.
Here's the thing. He is a great comedian.
Yes.
He used to get stuck with like, I know he gets iconic movies. These movies are Step Brothers, Elf. You know, the other guys are
all your favorites. Yeah.
No, I've warmed up to Elf actually.
Yay!
But I know it's like people are like, oh my God, Will Ferrell, he's just so funny. It's like he's funny in like SNL increments, you know, full length feature where I'm like, okay, I came here to watch a movie, you know.
Have you seen Megamind?
I saw like Megamind a long time ago. It didn't really leave an impression on me. I forgot about it.
It's actually.
Well, yeah, I know about the theme. It feels like clickbait where it's like Megamind is an underrated classic,
or it's like
where it's like Megamind is an underrated masterpiece. I'm like, I wouldn't say masterpiece. I would like give that title like 100 movies. Well, I'm sure it's a fine movie, but I wouldn't call it a masterpiece, you know?
I think its biggest problem is that it looks like an average DreamWorks animation, but like if they had like more take a more like stylized look, because it just looks like every other like it looks like a sequel to Monsters vs. Aliens.
Did it come out the same? Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
Did people ever compare it to Wreck-It Ralph?
I think Wreck-It Ralph came out like a year before.
Yeah, but like, did people ever like make a correlation with it?
No, because
both are about the bad guys becoming good guys.
Yeah,
so.
But Wreck-It Ralph kind of stops becoming that.
It's
first half is like
embracing like not so much about the switch as so much as embracing like I don't even know what the fuck this is just kind of like accept your place.
Yeah, well, like Wreck-It Ralph is more like you're
find happiness in your place in life or something. I don't know.
Well, like it's more like he's acting as the villain, like as an actor, but people treat him like
so it's kind of like being a heel in WWE basically, where it's like you like kind of you get your energy from like the people like who hate you, where it's kind of like the part of like the act is like kind of like relishing in the people, like the fact that people like don't like you.
Yes, except for the fact it's more like, so if it's like that, it's also your coworkers think you're that character. Like people think Ralph is a
so
bad guy,
it's like
but he's not. He's just playing his role, and like he's lonely. And people don't like him. And so he's like, "Fuck you guys."
Does Sonic eat a chili dog in that movie?
No.
Or is just make a cameo where he's like, "Go with that. Hey, we got all this shit here."
Well,
he's like a hologram thing. Yeah.
It's like, by the way, if you die in a game that's not your own, it's game over.
Sonic is establishing Wreck-It Ralph lore.
That's literally all it is. It's like Sonic doesn't even have an arcade machine. How are you here?
When I think about maybe it was like a racing thing, they have those things. I don't know. Maybe they have like an arcade version of like Mario Kart or some shit. Kanye West was making Wreck-It Ralph reference like years ago. Where he was like, you know that one character from Wreck-It Ralph. You know that character? Yeah, she was the glitch. Do I look like the motherfucking glitch? And like,
did he say that?
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman? You're Sarah Silverman now. Is that what it is?
He's like, do I look like the motherfucking glitch? And like the video like glitches out as he's saying it. It's so funny. Like people edit it so it happened that way, but like it's funny. That's the legacy of Wreck-It Ralph to me, is Kanye West referencing it.
That's the last thing I thought you would say.
Yeah. All right, but like
Kanye's he's
Oh.
he's a character.
Oh yeah, oh definitely. I don't even want to get into it honestly. I just want to be like, oh, what a goofy man.
What a silly
What a silly
wascally
man.
wabbit
But
that man.
yeah, I guess you're right. Like a movie is like, it definitely exceeded expectations.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not trying to like break bricks, you know. It's not trying to like do anything. Like, it's just trying to have a good time, man.
Yeah,
you know.
and like
It's like this is one of the top 10 things. Like, if I ever had kids, I'd show them this
Yes.
at like 6 or 7. You know.
yes.
This
But there
movie
is there is emotion to it. It's not just like
It's not just like candy acid thing. Where
yeah.
it's
It's
just
not
like,
like
you know.
know how movies do this. We're doing the
I
opposite. of
fucking hate that. Where it's like it's so
meta.
it's so earnest about. It's not earnest, but like it's just so genuine.
It
like,
feels like a story from a kid's perspective.
yes, which is like it's the movie's literally from like it's like a Saint Elsewhere thing where it's like the whole movie is in a child's imagination, which is kind of really fucking cool, you know?
Yeah, but and like you find out his dad is is Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And it's just in that final scene of like he's like, no, if the guy who works in construction were to talk to the bad guy, what would he say? And it cuts from like the kid
Yeah.
to in the same position.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. That cut's great.
Yeah, and it's just there's genuine like there's something to care about. It's not just like it's like the Matrix but for kids. Yeah.
I feel like I made that Matrix correlation, but it's like it's not drawing. Like it's just like it's the prophecy thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's just the
predetermined. And I love the fact that it's like, oh, I made that. That's bullshit.
He was like, "Now, Emmett, listen to me. I'm going to tell you that's going to change the course of history." And he comes back as the ghost on a string.
Yes.
He was like, "Woo, Emmett, I died. You gotta let me finish."
Can I just bring up, just for the hell of it,
Yes.
Unikitty?
Unikitty.
It's just like, it's
got her own show.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was like a Cartoon Network show where it's like Unikitty and like her
God.
amazing friends, and it's just like
Oh god.
the guy who the man who was in charge of that made pig figures.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so like all the characters look like dick figure characters.
Really?
Or like their faces, like their facial
Oh,
animation.
okay.
It looks like dick figure. It's so
Okay.
funny to me. But yeah, Unikitty is played by
I need to know
Alison
this.
Brie.
Alison Brie. What's she been in?
She was in BoJack Horseman as Diane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and she's also in the show Community,
Okay.
which have you seen Community?
I've seen 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah, she was the brown-haired girl.
Okay.
That's not narrowing it down.
It's
but-
like Batman Beyond. Do you know how little that narrows it down?
yeah, but yeah, so like yeah, she was Diane in BoJack Horseman.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and she's. I did not know that was her because she sounds like a character from a My Little Pony, but she has like deep-seated like issues.
Yeah.
It's like ever find them?
Business.
Is this working? Yes.
I love it. I love. It's just like I this movie got me in places that I didn't expect it.
Yes.
One of my favorite scenes, like in the end, where it's like the way it's shot. Okay, so the way it's set up. Okay.
Yeah.
When Emmett's like, you are special, like you are the special. He's not talking. Like, here's the thing. Think about it like as a movie.
Yeah.
He's not talking to Lord Business. He's talking to you,
Yes.
the audience.
Yes.
And it's like that's like imagine like imagine. I wish I were a kid watching this. You know.
I saw
Because
this in
that
the
would be
theater
so
5 times.
inspiring. You know.
I saw this in the theater like 4 times.
That's awesome.
It's like, and my mom fell asleep every time we saw it. And she always makes fun of me for like, I mean, we could all see that terrible Lego movie. It's like, shut up, Bob, you know nothing about cinema. I'm the cinema guy in the family. I only know good cinema.
I invented it was like the Zoolander thing where it's like that was me.
I invented the
keyboard
necktie.
The necktie. That was me.
Derek, you got nothing.
I like basically my reaction to the Lego movie was the reaction to the hamburgers raining and 5 chance of meatballs.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
This film makes you want to leave your house and go find my Legos and play with them.
Okay, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I grew up being like I don't collect like with the exception of this X-wing and this Star Destroyer, which
are
not,
gorgeous,
which are not proportionally equal to each other. You know.
Yeah. No.
Doesn't matter. But like. I'm
not a huge Lego guy?
I'm not a Lego collector. I have a.
You shouldn't be because they're fucking expensive.
Oh yeah, I have enough hobbies and collecting stuff.
Like I remember the last Lego set I bought was like $300.
Oh God,
And
what
it
was
like,
that?
It was like a Star Wars thing or something. I don't think it's in my chest of Legos. I just it was just like I love Legos, but God damn it, guys, the pricing, Jesus! No wonder you're still around.
I like the yellow era where it's like it was just like
all the
spaceman,
spaceman, and the
or like
spaceman
Star
in this
Wars.
film, the guy goes spaceship.
Yeah.
That he's a Harley Day from
Oh shit.
Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And of course there's Liam Neeson as good
bad,
cop.
good cop, bad cop, but mostly bad cop.
Well, no, it's also him as good cop.
Well, no, but like mostly bad cop because he has more screen time.
Oh yeah, because good cop kind of dies.
Get eyes for a little bit, but gets resurrected. It's kind of like Spectacular. It's kind of like
Q-tip of Nail.
It's kind of like Superior Spider-Man, where like Peter Parker technically dies.
Yeah,
but like he like wins the war in his mind against Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great Spider-Man run.
Yeah, honestly,
People don't
I need to read more Spider-Man. That was actually a good way of introducing a new idea. It was really cool.
Yeah,
I liked
it's scary because Mary Jane doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like
he punches Scorpion. He punches his head clean off. He's like, he was holding back this whole time.
yeah. He's like, I thought you were stronger.
I thought you were stronger.
Yeah, but the Lego movie is one of those magical like just you can't replicate it. Like the sequel is nowhere near as good. Because
the only thing I remember about that is I don't even remember how it ends, but like I know the two songs, Gotham City Guys, and the song that's like designed to get stuck in your head.
Yeah.
God damn it.
With that film, the whole idea is like the first one was about father and son.
Yeah.
And second one was
brother
about
and
siblings.
sister, yeah.
But like my problem is that the actor for the son grew up between the movies.
Oh.
So, but his games with Legos are still like the same goofy.
Oh.
But he's like a 14-year-old. Like when I was playing with Legos at 14, yes, I played Legos at 14. Don't judge me. I was doing like Batman, so it was like Batman versus the. I was doing like serious.
I was like, what's Batman doing here? This isn't canonically correct. What's he doing in the city? What's Batman doing here?
About pirate?
Oh, a pirate?
But yeah,
that sounds like Robot Pirate Island. I'm sorry.
Robot pirate.
But Robot Pirate Island. It's just a SpongeBob reference. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know that reference. But
It's the idiot box
the idiot box
where they use their imagination.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And beep beep.
That sounds like Robot Pirate Island.
And like, there's like sounds coming from it, like explosions. Like they're sitting.
Lest we forget.
I forgot about that.
Uh-huh.
That's a great one. But
speaking of imagination, the Lego Movie, goes into that.
There's so I know the history of like Lego animation, and the first stop motion Lego film is called The Magic Portal. And on the kids' tube thing, it says Magic Portal.
Oh yeah, because it was like that guy like spent like a bunch of time like making short films of Legos. That's fucking awesome.
And the guy who made that worked for the studio who made this film's animation.
Nice.
Although he wasn't around while he made this film.
Yeah,
he left before, but
yeah,
Australia, man, they got some good animators.
Yeah,
but
there was like, in terms of Lego animation, the stuff I grew up with and the stuff that Brett grew up with was Forrest Whaley.
My man. I love that guy.
So much about that shit, and it's like
he's still making them today.
Yeah, and I love his Lego Batman stuff. Like the crude humor. It's just I love it so much.
Like Robin always dies.
He's
a gay.
You can say "hell in my boot" as like when cracks your skull open like a fucking watermelon.
Or it's like, oh my god, there's two Jokers.
There's two okay. Computer.
And it's like my new hero, the Christian Bale.
No, it's like my new sidekick, old man.
Human Shield.
And
I love Forrest.
Classic shit.
Like, and he also does like now professional
level stuff.
Yeah, and like, good for him. I love Forrest Whaley.
Jesus, yeah,
he's still going.
Married now and
two kids.
Two kids. Time flies.
Yeah, and he also made two things for Epic Rap Battles of History.
Really?
Yeah, he did one where Zeus versus Thor.
Oh yeah, he did the Lego animation for that. Yeah.
And he did Harry Potter versus Luke Skywalker, and Harry Potter's voiced by a boy in a band.
Oh, God.
So that aged well.
Yeah, we were having a conversation about this where it's like, why can't people just be decent?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
As soon as you reach a certain echelon of like YouTube, if you're not critical, as soon as you reach a certain number of subscribers, you automatically become like a chomo. You know?
What happened to you, Boogie? Boogie, what happened to you?
Boogie didn't. Well, I mean, Boogie's not chomo.
I mean, he's hanging out with like.
I don't know. Is he? He's
hanging out with like.
He's just kind of pathetic. I heard.
Well, like he's dating a super younger girl. He's also hanging out with a EDP.
Oh God.
Yeah, he had like an interview with him.
That's new low. Like, why would you do that? Why would you
Attention?
Oh God, that's deplorable. Like, why would you even give him any attention?
Because Boogie needs to pay the bills, and also he's mentally fucked up.
Yeah, he's mentally fucked up. I thought for a while I thought he was doing fine. Like
he was doing good for a while.
He was doing good for like a little bit, and then like all of a sudden,
and
like
his wife left him.
Oh jeez.
Like because he got he had the bypass surgery to lose weight.
Yeah.
He got new teeth.
New teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like.
It seemed like things were going well for him.
Yeah, and then YouTube changed the algorithm again, so it's like he can't make it.
It's like I like how YouTubers are like, please don't work at YouTube. Like don't be a YouTuber. It's not worth it.
Yeah, not anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's a sad time.
It was a dark time for the Empire.
Unless you're the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
Which fun fact about Lego Movie, the whole like the Star Wars cameo.
Yeah.
They had to rush that because at the time, Disney was buying Lucasfilm, so like they had to get the rights to Star Wars before that happened. So they're like, sign the paper, so we can do this,
please.
But then they obviously they got it, but
Yeah.
like it's just weird to see like Batman hanging out with Lando Calrissian.
It's fun though. That's what kid does. He puts those together. He doesn't care about rights holders, you know.
Like imagine if Spider-Man showed up. That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. Well, I mean, we kind of half granted with Across, sort of, but like
yeah,
we got to see Lego Spider-Man on the big screen. So
yeah,
you know.
That's amazing. Like a 14-year-old did that whole segment of Across the Spider-Verse.
That's fucking awesome.
They found this kid who made like Lego trailer for Across the Spider-Verse. Like, hey, you want to work on the movie for us? And they're like, okay, and he did.
That's fucking awesome.
I wish I could work on Across the Spider-Verse, but I'm not
You don't
talented.
even like it. You don't even like it.
I like it. It's just not my
You
favorite.
gave it a 2.
I gave it 2.5.
No, you gave it a 2. I
Did I?
distinctly remember you giving it a 2.
I will admit, at the time, I had a horrible headache while watching it.
Okay, fair enough.
So
if you were
perhaps on a rewatch, I would like
rewatch, you give it 2.5 or a 3 at least.
I think at the least I give it a 3.
Okay, that's better than a 2.
3 for me is like good. Like 3 for me is just good.
Yeah, I mean, like 3 is like I don't see why people are like, oh, it's not worth my time. People gave it 3s.
I gave it a heart. There's stuff. I think it's just, at the time, it was just kind of like it was too. I don't know. I think it was just in a bad mood when I saw it.
I described that movie as cinematic assault.
Yeah.
On the eyeballs.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It was the second time around where I could actually like kind of not black out what was happening on the screen.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like even when I first watched, there's stuff I love about it. Like I adore The Spot. The
Spot's great.
The Spot's my
I
favorite
love
comic
they
book
kind of
movie.
invert that by like being like, oh, he's gonna be like an introductory villain, where it's like, oh, he's not gonna be important, but then like he becomes like the multiverse destroying baddie, you know?
Yeah, and it's like
fucking awesome.
And it's like you feel bad for Spot because in the backstory, like his life was ruined on accident.
I feel like that was I thought that was kind of humorously glossed over though. To imply that it's like, oh, he's just a joke, you know?
Yeah, but like when you really stop and think about it, like,
well, yeah,
he doesn't have a face anymore.
Yeah. I feel like the movie itself dwells on it, but I feel like that's more or less like, oh, it's like that technically is fucked up, but the movie isn't trying to make you think about it too much.
There's a scene like right after he does his backstory, he's like, look at me, you. Like, his voice starts to distort creepily, and then he just kicks himself in the ass.
Yeah,
it's like, you will respect
my
me.
hole's gonna take me anywhere.
And then he's like, hey, it's him in the Venom universe because he's that cashier lady from Venom.
Yep.
So
where else does he go? There's
Lego like an old timey like animation. There's Lego. There's Venom. He goes to like there's something else. I mean, it's been like 2 years since I've seen it.
It's been I saw it New Year's Eve of last year. So.
Yeah, but Yeah, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, just give your animators some breathing room, and you guys are golden.
And you guys are golden.
Yeah, like you guys, because I know because I did this.
Both 21 Jump Street movies
Yep.
with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
They produced Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Gotcha.
For Netflix, which was great.
Yeah.
I feel like you would love that.
Okay.
Because it's also weird animation, but it's like it's about a film student.
Okay.
So it's basically you, except like a lesbian.
It's like you, but a lesbian.
Yeah.
I just like it's
about a film student whose dad loves
take that
hunting.
out of the conversation that led up to this point, and that's super weird to say.
But it's like it's about a film student whose dad loves hunting, and like
True.
yeah, it's
True.
That film is.
I should like replace like one of the deer heads one of these days this Halloween with like a replica of like the deer head from Evil Dead 2.
And have it
And
move around,
see if no, just like something that looks like it, but still though.
No, you should make it
With
like
the
just
white-
have it hold still, and then when he comes
That's
down, like
concrete though, man. It's not gonna work. I'm
gotta-
just saying
you
something
gotta
that
believe
like
in yourself,
that
though.
looks like
oh that
like a
that's the
sculpt
face.
of the sculpt of it, yeah.
That
And
would-
just like see if my dad notices.
I feel like he would. I feel like he would. Well, no, you get to put it like over in the far wall, like so it's like in the so like not
It's
one of
like-
those because that's too.
It's too obvious. Maybe
Yeah, just to see
one
if
in the corner. Yeah.
you're
I like
upstairs
how-
and you hear your dad
I
screaming.
like how my area is kind of growing out. It started like there, and then like the collection grew. And
Yeah.
now it's like I got my
yeah, your posters, whatnot.
my posters and shit. My figurines now all
Yeah.
lined up.
Oh,
It's
your
cool as hell.
cute little. But yeah, Lego Movie.
Like a movie, it's really good.
Check
I
it out.
really
It's a
like
fun little romp.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's something I would definitely. It's actually something I could show like. It's something that I can actually show kids and not feel like embarrassed about like, oh, this is what I'm showing the youth of America, you know?
I mean, you got the Batman series. You got
No, I mean like something like recently, you know?
Oh.
You know, it's just like, goddamn.
There's Spider-Verse.
Well, I feel like that's like something that
Well,
I could,
like
I feel
made for like
late-
kids, like made for specifically kids.
Yeah, specifically like something that like literally all ages can attach to, you know?
Oh man, that's a good.
I know, not like little babies, obviously, but
right,
like,
but
like kids who
like
are able to,
8-year-olds.
kids who are able to take in the fact that what I'm watching is fiction, you know.
Yeah, like how recent do you think you would say is that?
Probably like 6,
Oh, okay.
maybe like 5. 5 at the earliest. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that. Like this and the Lego Batman movie are great.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
how would you rate? The
I would
Lego
give it a
movie?
4.
I gave it a 4 as well, or 4 and
4.5. Yep.
Yeah. How do you know my rating before I do?
Because I have I don't know. I just have a good memory. I don't know.
Yeah, you do. So yeah, check it out. You can find it on I assume Max.
On
It's a
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Is there a 4K of it? I might cop that.
That'd be great. Criterion. Like a movie Criterion.
I feel like it's just too popular.
I know, but it would just be really funny.
It's like a movie 4K UHD.
There has to be.
There's a Lego Batman one.
Like that one's
Oh yes, there it is.
yes.
Yes, now I can watch it in just the crispest.
You can pause it and
The
look at all these-
crispiest of the
crispiest.
the most crisp of resolution. Oh, it's no longer available. God damn it! I'll stick with the Blu-ray then. All right,
You get eBay.
that's fine. Whatever. It's a little bit expensive.
So check
I'm
out the Lego movie and buy some Legos.
Buy some Legos. Play around with some Legos.
Yes, it'll make you happy.
Yeah, but yeah. Okay, so my pick was like I was teetering between like I was teeter-tottering.
Yes.
Pendulum swinging between like omnidirectional pendulum, right?
Yes.
Where I was just like, what the fuck do I want to talk about? It's like it depends on like what. It kind of depends on like what I want to talk about historically and like what I'm in the mood for.
Right.
So historically, today, Saturday, April 13th, 2024 is the 40th anniversary of the second best Friday the 13th movie, Friday the 13th: The Final Chapter.
Okay.
And I was just like,
You wanted to
okay,
do
there's
that.
something we can talk about there.
Yeah.
But then we saw Django.
Yeah, twice.
Which is like kind of like 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
We rewatched because it was late at night and
It was midnight.
I popped it on. It was really late at night and we popped it on and you were kind of drifting off. I was kind of drifting off.
Yeah.
And we rewatched the latter half of it.
Yes.
To kind of cap it off and actually be like, oh, you watched it.
Yes.
And it's amazing. I was like, I want to talk about this instead of Friday the 13th, the final chapter, because it was at least, it's pretty much one star's worth better than Friday the 13th, the final chapter, because I gave Friday the 13th as a guilty pleasure experience a 3.5. Because just I feel like it's just like for a slasher, it's pretty well done.
Yes.
You know, it's like there's not much substance to it. If you're expecting anything more than a slasher trope filled, experience for Friday the 13th, you're just kind of setting yourself up for
this is the wrong series.
This is really the wrong series to be doing that with.
This is trash.
It's trash.
Like some of the trash has like flowers in it, and some has shit in it, but it's all trash.
Yeah. It's like, long story short, just a little 30-second thing about Friday the 13th. If you want to casually watch a Friday the 13th movie, watch part 4 and part 6 are really the only ones that you need to watch. That's it. Okay.
Maybe part 2, because that's pretty good. That's not bad.
Yeah, it requires some I don't know. It's 6. It's a little bit too much in style with the first one in terms of it's really. I feel like it'd just be wasting somebody's time to be like, who's this Alice girl who gets killed in the opening?
Oh,
who's this Friday the 13th, the final chapter? Fucking just
it starts with
a recap of the first 3 movies. It's like, this is Jason. This is what he does. This is backstory.
This is mom.
Let's go.
Mom's dead.
The movie hits the ground running.
Yeah, like you don't need any
of that.
But it's trash. It's the worst film. Anyone who made this film is disgusting.
Should be ashamed of themselves. Your profits are truly blood money. But but that's basically my spiel about Friday the 13th. Maybe one day, but we'll cover it. But
yeah, 4 and 6 are the best.
4 and 6 are the best.
Those are the only ones.
Really,
if you're curious
about them and don't want to get much further into it, if you want to have shitty movie night,
they're not that gross.
The times of eating effects are in the fourth one are pretty gnarly.
Gross is in like the part 5 gross.
The way they're edited. Oh, like sleaziness.
Yeah, it's not sleazy. It's very pure and it's dumb.
Yeah,
gore.
It's dumb fun. It's not like a little bit of a mean-spirited vibe to it.
Yeah,
in the opening with the hospital where like Axel is just like, oh, come on, babe, let's have sex in the morgue,
Yeah, but that's just
like whatever.
He dies.
Yeah, he dies. He does, But but Django.
Yes.
Sergio Corbucci is kind of as described by Quentin Tarantino through his character Mr. Schwartz, played by Al Pacino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is the second, as he describes, quote, the second best director of spaghetti westerns, end quote. And we the first one is like, if movie fans can obviously heavily implies Leone,
Oh.
And I looked up his filmography, and you told me about the sequel, the kind of like looked like a more like a sequel to Steel Dawn with Patrick Swayze than that sequel to Django.
Yeah, Django Strikes Back.
Django Strikes Back.
Which is like, Django's a monk now, but his daughter is kidnapped by a cartel, so he has to go kill him.
Whatever, it's fine. No. But Django, I was like, okay, what's a good movie to watch just in the middle of the night when we're all just fucking tired and drained? But I picked Django for that night because I was just like, okay, Ben's never really seen like in recent memory, like a pure spaghetti western. Nothing, not spaghetti western inspired. Not a QT flick, but the movies that were basically served as the Bible, the visual Bibles for Quentin Tarantino's filmography.
It's the proper pasta we're talking about.
The proper pasta, yeah. This is this is going to Italy and getting the original, yeah. And Django is cold, cynical.
Yes.
It is bleak.
Yes.
And it is so much goddamn fun.
Yes.
It is. It balances. Okay, so here's the thing. It's kind of it's the Lonely Wanderer story.
Yes.
Where
the classic story.
The classic iconography of but this is kind of the lone wanderer, kind of like the Clint Eastwood type from 2 years before the Fistful of Dollars. Wanders into this desolate town. It's a ghost town. Nobody, not many people live there because, but in this, especially this time, because the context of Django is that it's post-war, Civil War. It's it's in Texas, nearing the Mexican border, and I believe it's in Texas, but somewhere in the south, bordering Mexico.
It's Texas because
It's Texas. Okay, gotcha.
because that's the only border to Mexico.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's like a small one in California, but for the most part,
Geography with Noah.
yeah, like it's Texas.
Yeah, but no, there's a difference here.
Yes.
It is muddy. It
Yes.
is damp.
I love that.
It's not dry like it's
gross.
It's just gross and just like cold. The breath, like despite the fact that it's like in winter, so like you can see their breath. You know, it's just like are your fingers okay? Are you getting frostbite? Like it's like you got fire going? You know?
Yeah.
And he's dragging a coffin through the fucking mud. As the Django theme plays,
The greatest
it's the
movie theme
greatest
song.
movie theme song of all time.
Django, have you always been alone?
And it's just
Django.
it just fills me with so much joy, and it
Yes.
just fills me with just like this is what movies were made for.
Yes.
And it gives me so much. It's so much bravado. It's just so much excitement, and I'm just like, oh god, what's like I've seen the movie before, but I'm just excited to see where this goes. You know?
Yes.
It's just like what's in that coffin? Like so many questions. Like who is this guy? What's in the coffin?
Yeah.
Where is he going? You know? What's this guy's backstory? He heads into this town that's basically like fucking dead. Nobody's there except for this like
Literally
brothel.
dead.
Yeah, literally dead. This brothel, basically, where it's like the saloon.
5 prostitutes.
Five
and a guy.
prostitutes and a guy, a bartender.
Yeah.
He shows, but first, like he saves a girl from these kind of like banditos.
Well, first it's one group of guys, and this other group of
No,
guys.
yeah, exactly. They shoot. Okay, so these guys in red
Yeah.
shoot the banditos, and then they like basically like
Start
it's
to-
like, oh, you broke off from us, and then you broke off from them. That was a big mistake because either way we're gonna kill you. Then Django comes in and fucking blasts all of them with his pistol, and it's great. And so he saves her, but it's kind of like this distant type of thing because it's like kind of he's kind of like a thing where he's like, I saved you, but it's nothing personal. I don't really care much about you, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Where it's like, I'll help you, but like
I don't care.
I don't really care that much. And he goes into the town, aforementioned town, and yeah, no, he basically, without going and seeing the scene, he faces off against Major Jackson, who is basically a fill-in. Basically, our movies like this. If you want to compare this movie to Django Unchained, he's Calvin Candy.
Yeah, they're both slimy,
They're
disgusting,
disgusting
pricks.
racists in power. You know.
Yeah.
And basically, he has got like a whole posse of guys in like red masks, who are basically stands for the KKK.
It's like, can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
Yeah, it's like I feel like that was definitely aping off like the fact that his like
Yes.
his cronies wear masks in red this time, like kind of like to distinguish itself from the clan, I guess. But it's like it's their own thing.
Yeah, it's it looks kind of neat.
It looks neat. It's really striking when like they're like lined up in rows like in masks in these red masks.
Yeah.
And there's like this show how despicable he is, except like how evil and racist he is.
Yeah.
He's like executing Mexican guys, like who are just like, oh, run as fast as you can. I'll see like I can shoot you from a distance, you know.
Yeah.
And basically he starts a whole kind of
like
tussle. It's kind of like a conflict with pretty much killing all of Jackson's men except for a handful.
yeah.
And he gains the alliance with this Mexican kind of the small little Mexican army.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like a thing because the general of that army is like, well, okay, the enemy,
Like his old friend, or
it's
like
kinda like-
he saved him or something.
yeah, it's kind of like a thing where like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
And they steal a bunch of gold
Yes.
in this great action sequence. And it's it's a part where the movie kind of turns into Fistful of Dollars, where he's trying to like get away with everything, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of get as much for himself as he can, which is basically what Fistful of Dollars. Without going into detail about that, because I want to show you that someday.
Yeah, I haven't
So
seen that.
he wants to steal. He sets up a thing where like he steals all the gold. They find out, lose the gold. It's like the MacGuffin is gone. It's like the gold doesn't fucking matter. It's in the
exactly.
fucking mud, through a fuck up, and it's like now it's just about survival. And so they fuck up his hands.
Which is so it's heartbreaking to watch because it's like Django's main thing. He's like the best gunslinger in the world. It's
Yeah.
like, Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of horses trample on your hands.
And just bash your break, like just bust open
and
your
somehow,
hands.
Like the hands are clearly not broken in real life. It's like clearly just like
yeah,
red
but
makeup.
it's still
It's still like the way he acts.
It's
like
gross.
the twitching and like.
I feel like I heard this movie was censored because of the gore and the violence for its time. It's a lot bloodier than a Leone flick, because the violence, while like. The violence is implied. It's like you don't see like extreme amounts of blood. You know,
yeah, it's like somebody gets shot.
Somebody gets their ear, like a guy like who's working for Jackson gets his ear cut off.
Who's a fake priest?
He's like a fake priest, basically. He gets one of his ears cut off, which is kind of inspired Reservoir Dogs, basically.
Yeah, but somehow even more gruesome.
They stuff it in his mouth
and then shoot him.
And they shoot him. And it's just the kind of the process of, it's just. I feel like I always thought about this movie in terms of iconography, not in terms of like straight up like, oh, it's not a complex plot, you know. It's more or less just like, okay, Franco Nero is fucking Django.
Yeah,
and it's, I know like the masses, you know, were introduced to this like kind of like idea of like
Django,
kind of the lone wanderer, kind of trying to find his way in Jamie Foxx's portrayal of an interpretation of a character named Django, a different character, very different, but kind of the soul is there. You know?
The same kind of like
that scene.
He's seen some shit.
Yeah, he's seen some shit. He's lost his love, you know. But like with Django Unchained, there's like a chance, like the mission is to get her back.
Yes,
I feel like that might have been like QT's like thing of like kind of having like kind of trying to bring his love back from the dead a little bit in like the original film.
Yeah.
If the film, okay, we gotta say this straight out.
Yeah.
We agree that Django Unchained is one of Quentin Tarantino's most overrated films. I would say, because we have bad talk it collectively.
It's like it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's just it's not his best stuff.
No, not even close.
No, I don't.
There's some great stuff in it, but it's not his best.
It's very on the nose and not in a good way, where it's like, oh my gosh, he's blown up the plantation. Oh my gosh, it's so cool, you know.
Alvida Zane, explode the KKK.
Explode the KKK. It's like
which is fun to like.
Yeah, it's fun to see.
Who doesn't like racists getting killed?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like it's kind of like
it's too much.
It distracts from like
the dog scene with the
okay. I feel like it kind of, just to go off on a tangent about Unchained. A criticism I have is like, well, the more like objective stuff. Well, more like the stylistic things I don't like. Like the squibs being like the
2 gallons each.
2 gallons each and being packed with tomato juice, you know? And I feel like there's just it's like I like Death Proof better. People always say like it's his worst movie.
No,
but it's like no, I like Death Proof more than like, Django.
One thing Django I think has the best in Tarantino's filmography is villains.
Yeah,
like Calvin Candy is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah.
He's such a
of
piece of shit.
I like Steven.
Steven's great too.
Steven's great. I love it.
And it's like
he weaseled his way into the house. You know? Yeah. It's great,
but like he also has he still loves Calvin in a way.
He's smarter than everybody around him. You know,
yeah. He's wise ass Karen, you. He's talking to Django's wife because
bitch, I know you know who I'm talking about.
This is the skull of old Ben, and like Leo smashes his hand, and breaks the glass. Like, how did he not get an Oscar win from that? Like,
I don't think it's just. I think it's just the fact that it wasn't. Did he stuff himself into a bear? No, into a horse. Excuse me. Did he get attacked by? Did he wheeze and cough through a movie? Did he go into a freezing lake?
I didn't think of that. I'm sorry.
Because that equates to performance, Ben.
I'm sorry. Okay, I thought good acting, good.
I insist.
I insist. We're having white cake. Like he's like smearing the blood in his hand. Just like he plays.
You have my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
It's Django. My biggest problem with Django Unchained is the fact that Django is the least interesting part of the movie.
I feel like, yeah,
because like the main character is more like the dentist.
I honestly thought that like in retrospect, without getting too much into Django Unchained, I feel like I actually did not expect. I feel like the ending, like kind of like the resolution after like the big like kind of finale type.
Django, you uppity son of a.
Yeah, no, it's like the more or less the finale is like. People kind of complain that the movie kind of goes on for a little bit too long, but it's like it kind of flows a bit better, you know. Where it's like it's kind of that falling action, where he's like, okay, he's getting back up and like getting back and just finishing what he started, you know.
Yeah.
Finishing the job, I just don't think it just, even though it does have the same soul as the original Django.
Yeah.
It's just not as well done.
No.
Sorry. It's a very film bro movie. I apologize. Next to Pulp Fiction,
I mean, I appreciate because with the original Django, like you never meet his love he lost. Like you don't.
It's like
Django is a complete mystery.
A ghost in a mystery,
Because like he's like, I can never love you, but then he's like, once he's dead, we can start our life together. It's like, do you love her or not, man? Like I don't.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Which is great. I love that.
Yeah.
I love the fact you don't know. Like it makes it more
Mm-hmm,
interesting. Because like if we knew like he does love her, it's like, oh okay. But it's like
I like how in a lot of these spaghetti westerns, the hero gets fucked up a lot.
Yeah,
like
Django.
Clint Eastwood does not like in each of the dollars, because I haven't seen it for a few dollars more, but in Fistful of Dollars and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, he doesn't come away unscathed.
He's not John Wayne.
He goes through shit. He goes through like, he almost dies from heat stroke. He almost gets beaten to death.
Yeah.
He's like there are low points where it's like he's as most vulnerable.
Yeah,
but
it's not like John Wayne.
It's not like John Wayne where it's like
I'm a little sadder than usual. Oh man,
it's like
my friend died, and now my other friends and I got.
It's much more interesting and complex. Than the usual, and frankly, stars like John Wayne were scared by spaghetti westerns.
Oh yeah, because they were good.
Yeah, exactly.
What you're saying that me saving America is not enough anymore? I got to be interesting.
Yeah.
What is this?
I have to be an actual character now.
What are you, a communist?
I'm actually interested in seeing The Shootist, which is John Wayne's last movie. It's about a guy with who's terminally ill and is trying to go through the motions of it while he's pretty much trying to die in action a little bit. So it's and I believe it's directed by I don't remember who directed it, but I believe I could be wrong about this. Don Siegel maybe. Don Siegel directed Dirty Harry.
Oh.
I'm gonna look that up really quick. The Shootist.
Okay. But with Django's a weird watch for me because it has a lot of stuff I usually wouldn't like.
Don Siegel. Yep. Oh, yep. Go ahead.
But with Django, the original Django, it has a lot of stuff that I usually wouldn't like in a movie.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it works in this movie.
Oh God, yeah.
Because I usually don't like a character who you don't know anything about him.
Uh-huh.
He's just kind of he tells you what his backstory is. I can't love you because my wife or my love died, so I can't feel that anymore. It's like. Usually I would hate that. I was like, just show me that. But it works here. I usually don't like the bad guy who's just like a bad guy. Like he's just like, I'm bad because I'm bad.
Who's bad?
Who's bad? But for me, it works because not only did those people exist back then.
I like how it's not a straightforward. Same thing goes with Fistful of Dollars. Keep going back to Fistful of Dollars, but this is the more grimy Fistful of Dollars.
It's so gross. It's
where
such a gross movie.
It's a very slimy movie, but in the best way imaginable.
Yeah,
where it's it's very watchable. Where it's I can't my eyes are glued to the screen. Basically, I like the fact that it's not two opposing sides. It's two opposing sides and one kind of chaotic neutral.
Yeah, who doesn't care about either.
Who kind of fucks up both.
And fucks himself over.
Fucks himself over, yeah.
You didn't need to steal the gold, man.
Yeah.
You would have gotten gold anyway.
It's his hubris. It's just
it's not even, he just doesn't give a shit.
No. It's just kind of that it says undoing is just the fact that okay, he's trying to double cross these guys.
The main leader of the Mexican gang, he actually liked Django.
Yeah,
a
he's
lot.
this is the second time you saved my life. In fact, I'm grateful.
Yeah, it's he seemed like a cool dude.
And it kind of plays into the fact that why they let him live in the first place,
Yeah, but he's which I like the fact that Django kind of just spits in his own face.
Yeah.
And how'd you think of the character Maria?
She served her purpose. It's just the fact that she is. I would say, more she's not she's no Angie Dickinson in Rio Bravo. Obviously.
Yeah, the snarky kind of.
Yeah, it's but I do appreciate her screen presence.
Yes.
Because
she's a very defined.
She's a very defined character in the fact that she doesn't have alliance to either side. No. She broke off from both of them.
Yeah.
The Mexicans.
She's like Django. She doesn't care.
Yeah. And in a way, they're kind of perfect for each other,
Yeah, in the most fucked up way.
The most fucked up way imaginable,
Yeah.
And it just the way the movie looks and the coldness of it, the icy, chilly feeling. I feel like this is kind of like a fall viewing movie for me.
Okay.
I could watch it any time, but like I
Right.
just like I feel like it's just like September, October, November type movie. It's just like it's just that
The coldness.
the coldness. It's
Yeah.
like I need to light the fireplace and watch under the
Yeah. One thing I liked about Maria is just like how she acted with her face.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene later on where like he has a plan to distract guards with a naked lady in the
Yeah.
window. So he picks someone who's not her.
Yeah, so
and
she
it
doesn't-
zooms in on her face. Like you could tell she's pissed that he
Yeah.
didn't want to sleep with her. But it's like it's just the way I don't even know how to describe. It's like her facial acting is so good in this
Yeah.
film. Like 'cause she doesn't talk that much.
No.
'Cause like the first half she doesn't talk at all until like she's in the room talking with her old work buddy.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
Yeah.
That actress was great.
Speaking of like individual characters, the general of the Mexican army, he reminded me a lot of the guy, like the head honcho of the little Mexican army from the Wild Bunch.
I thought of the Wild Bunch a lot in this.
Yeah,
film.
no, yeah.
Like the part where like like at the end when the whole like
Yeah, the
Mexican crews they all kill.
The Gatling gun. Also, that we'll get to that, but
Yeah.
the Gatling gun, that stuff. Just the fact that like
I did not expect that was going to be in his coffin. Then when that happened, I was like, "Oh, okay." Because like the whole time I was like, "What?"
I love how in the trailers we watch the trailers afterwards, like kind of like a mystery. It's like, what's in that coffin?
What is it? And like the first time I was like,
is
"Is that his lost? Is he carrying on her dead body in that?"
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's a gun.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's it's a big characteristic is him in that goddamn coffin.
Yeah, it's like it's a great image. Just and yeah,
It makes him larger than life. Imagine
makes
seeing
him like
that
a
on the
legend.
big screen.
It's
It goes from being Franco Nero playing a Western dude to being like you said, a goddamn legend. You know,
the man with a box in the desert.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's mythical.
Also, one thing I liked was like the quicksand.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like quicksand. It looks
Yeah,
like a portal to hell.
Yeah.
It looks so weird.
I
looking.
love when like he just like it's like he just gets covered in dirt and shit, and mud. It's just like it's a visual like kind of representation of just kind of his kind of kind of regression from this like badass hero to like this like vulnerable, more human character who just is about survival instead of being like, oh, I'm the cool guy, you know.
Okay, but I
I
have a
got the
question.
piercing eyes.
Did Django love Maria? In your opinion?
I feel like
I say yes.
it's up to interpretation. I wasn't necessarily thinking about that, but it's a good question. It's worth bringing up because like, does he really love her, or is he just trying to fill that void? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up in the air for me.
Yeah. I think deep down somewhere, yes. Not in not in the way he loved his previous wife, spouse, person.
But I see something worth fighting for, though.
Yeah, there's something because like she's like I want to go with you. So, okay.
That's kind of it's his Broomhilda, you know.
Yes.
In a sense, yeah.
Yes. Broomhilda von Schaft.
who is an ancestor of John Shaft in the movie Shaft. So
Really?
Yep.
That's funny.
Canonically, well, it's like, in a cheeky way, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like to imagine that Django Unchained and Shaft are in the same universe. So
Yeah, that's
it just checks, you know.
It's also like Django Unchained is technically a prequel to Django because that takes place before the Civil War.
Well, yeah, it takes place before the Civil War. I just think, but like Franco Nero makes the cameo, but he's like an old dude.
Yeah, but he's not Django because he's like I don't think Django would ever watch Mandingo fights.
No, he would never watch the Mandingo fights. He would burn that shit down.
Yeah,
but I feel, I kind of implying that like both Django's take place in the same universe, or
no?
Okay,
it's just a joke because like I imagine like a lot of westerns are either pre-Civil War
or post-Civil War, or Good and the Bad and Ugly, the best one, which is right down in the middle of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it becomes a big part of it in like the second half.
Okay, but I don't know, it's just kind of. It's more of a cute idea. It's just a cute idea.
It's just like, what if they? Yeah, it's like
because like Django could technically meet Django.
Yeah. Oh fucking hey, man.
No, that's a comic.
That's a comic book adaptation. I would love to.
Listen, There's Django meets Zorro comic
Yep,
book.
meets
I
Zorro.
want to see Django meets
Django, yeah.
That'd be dope.
That'd be fucking awesome. I need to see that.
Damn, damn, damn. It's the same song playing like on top of each other, so it's like echoey.
I don't know. It's like
Django.
maybe like in like maybe like no in like the kind of the text box where this is by text box of comics describing like what's happening.
Uh-huh.
Do the like have the lyrics, you know?
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Hey, Tarantino, if you're listening to our podcast,
Dark Horse, Image Comics, whoever the fuck.
Marvel, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Do it.
make it. God damn it. Can we get to what in my head is the second best ending in any Western I've ever seen.
No. Okay, fine. We can.
He's got his busted up hands.
Yes.
He's barely getting the bolts into the revolver.
Yeah.
He's hunched up against. He's leaning up against a cross for support. To like kind of like. He's the
Is
gun.
his lost
the gun
love's
is,
grave, by the way? Is that his lost love's grave?
I was wondering that.
I think it is. I feel like it has to be just in terms of like.
If it is, that's really cool because like his wife's grave is kind of protecting him.
Yes.
That's a great.
Which to in my mind it is.
Okay, in my head canon it is, yeah. And he's like, meet me at the cemetery, bitch. You fucking son of a bitch,
prick.
Jackson. The rest of his like his five.
He kills the bartender for no reason.
Yeah, his five goons show up. The five remaining ones.
Yeah.
Like around that number.
Yeah.
Enough for a handgun of that type to dispatch all of them.
Yes.
And basically it's like, well, Django, I'd start praying if I were you. Basically, you have any last requests? Start praying. And he starts like he's just trying. He's like they're taunting
He's
and they're
falling
shooting
off
at him.
the
He's
grave.
falling over. He's trying to pick up the gun with his crippled hands. You know?
It's not even, it's like his arms. He's like
it's just but it's like he's trying his damnedest to like just even get a grip on it, you know, and lean against the cross. It's like, I can't hear you, Django. After a while, the taunting continues. It gets a good grip. Can you hear this? And just like slams down on the hammer, and just blasts, like just plugs all of them, you know.
Yeah.
And
the song starts to play.
And it plays, and it's just like the long shot of him exiting, like the kind of like the makeshift entrance way, you know, where it's like, oh, you're supposed to enter here, but it's like there's literally no walls, you know.
Yeah.
It's like kind of exiting the cemetery through that like little like doorway, the nothingness. As the song plays, the cross, the tilted cross, in the middle of the field of view, you know.
Yeah.
Him in the back, him in like the far distance, walking off, and it kind of like pans to the cross that's holding his revolver
with blood on it.
With the stark red blood, and it's just like that's.
He looks
beautiful.
back for a second.
He looks back for a second, and then exits frame. The end.
So
amazing.
The way I view the ending is, so like that grave, it has to be his dead wife for me, because Tim, he looks back, it's his wife's grave and his gun.
Yeah.
His two biggest reasons for like the wife he lost and his legend of being a gunslinger.
Yeah.
He's leaving that behind. Yeah. To move on, to go be with the Maria. Maybe I don't know. Whatever you're gonna do.
This is how Django's story ends. You know?
He's moving on
because it's like, here's the thing. It spawned an entire subgenre of
Django movies,
Django ripoffs that were just like, oh, put Django in the title. Give this there's nobody named Django in this movie. I don't care. Give it like Django kill if you live, shoot. Django prepare a coffin. There's others, but like.
Like I was surprised that I learned that those weren't official. Like this seems like a ripe thing for like this feels like something that would be perfect for sequels.
The closest I've seen Django prepare a coffin. It's pretty good.
Okay.
So they got like a fine Franco Nero stand-in because he was supposed to be in that movie. Yeah. It's got like a great moment where he.
Was that meant to be Django? Like
it was meant to be a sort of spin-off, a little bit like a side. Not like it's like where it's like, oh, it might be him, but I feel I wouldn't want it to be him because. His story, it ends with ends with that single movie, you know.
Like a prequel? Is it
maybe?
I mean,
it's got a great idea where Django, well, the character that we are to assume is Django because he looks like Franco Nero, and has the Gatling gun. Basically, fakes the deaths of these outlaws and recruits them as part of his gang. So basically, he kind of resurrects them.
Okay.
Fakes their deaths, and they kind of like, they're supposedly dead.
Mm-hmm.
So like he just gathers these groups of supposedly dead men to everybody else.
That doesn't sound like Django though. Like Django in this film, he wouldn't care.
Yeah, no. But it has this one moment where like he's about to like give up your pistol. And it's like, okay, it's dangling from his pinky, grips it and pulls the trigger with his pinky.
Oh,
I love that shit.
That'd be cool.
I was like, yo. But yeah, no.
Of course, there's Django Strikes Back.
Django Strikes Back, which is like looks from the outset more like a fucking Mad Max clone.
I mean, it stars Franco Nero as Django. Like
I know, but like, what was it written? Was it partially written by?
He was
Corbucci?
he was like a producer or like a writer or something.
Okay.
Like I don't. He was involved somehow.
Nah.
Maybe one day.
No.
Can't say no if I recommend it.
No, I guess so, but like we have to track down a copy.
Django
then.
2 and Green Hornet. Bam.
Oh God. But yeah, what would you rate Django?
I gave it. I'm gonna check again because I like we just watched it. Like I gave it a 4.
Okay, I gave it a 4.5. That's bound. I can see that increasing even more. I was like, this is higher than a 4.
My one complaint about it, which is not even, it's just my personal taste. Like a lot of the gunfights felt very kind of stale, not stale, but like
Samey.
Yeah,
You've seen this before. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a Western like.
Okay.
Because of the gunfights were more stylized, maybe more like.
I feel like it's kind of the fact that it's not cardboard cuts or it's characters you've grown to experience and people you've grown to kind of become you understand these people, you know how they act, and to see them dispatched like this in such a grisly manner it's interesting to watch because because Django, there's certain gunfights where there's like one gunfight in particular where Django is not involved at all. He's out of commission. Where the Mexican army gets destroyed by the major.
That was sad. Like they're the heroes. Like the genuine. Like they're the most decent people in this film.
Yeah, and they're the ones who broke Django's hands. Yeah. I get what you mean. I get what you mean though.
Like they're the most honorable. Like I felt he was gonna okay, you can have the gold, Django. Like I felt he was gonna keep up his side of the bargain. Like from obviously I don't.
Yeah, it's like you want to align yourself with them because like they kind of they pretty much objectify women.
Well, everyone did that back. Like that was like everyone.
Well, I know, but like
they're the least scummiest.
They're the least scummiest guys. It's
like
okay, I could like make a few bucks off working with these guys. Okay,
like if they give me their word, I assume they're like I can.
They're gonna stand by it. Okay.
Yeah, like
gotcha.
Like they're going home because the whole reason they want the gold is to buy Gatling guns.
Yeah.
To go home.
Yeah.
But they're just gonna go home anyway, and then they die. But like I remember when they died, I was like, no, not I like that guy. That guy was kind of nice in a weird kind of way, maybe.
Saved my life, Django, twice.
Yeah, it's like you fucked up Django's hands, but Django kind of had it coming a little bit.
Listen, man.
Like, also last night I forgot to tell you this because it's really funny. Yeah. So last night I was nodding off. I woke back up the moment they were like pouring the gold on the floor, and like we got the gold. And at first I thought they got the wrong bag because it looked like weed. Oh, it's like a green color, and I thought like Django's gonna get mad like because it got the wrong bag.
Dude,
because it looks like either weed or rocks up close. It doesn't look like gold to me.
It does. It's not actual coins or anything.
No,
like that.
it's just in the rock form.
In the rock form, yeah.
But from that angle, it looked green. I thought it was like weed or like vegetables or something.
Yeah, smoke all the ganja.
or like rosemary. So in my head, I thought, wait, is this gonna be like just like a weird like twist? But no, it was gold. But just in that, like I was half asleep. I was like, wait, is that weed? Looking at the screen, I thought it was weed. I thought that was funny.
That'd take an interesting turn.
Yeah, I was like, well, Django, you want to smoke some weed and bang Maria? What do you want to do? He was like, no, I want to sell it to live my new life.
No.
I'm going to be Jay and Silent Bob.
I'm going to be 100 people's plugs.
Yes.
I'm going to be the connection.
Yes. So I really like this movie. I think it's a good introduction Western.
Yeah. I'm glad I picked this one because when I tried to introduce you to martial arts, I picked probably the worst movie to show you, which was Masters of the Flying Guillotine.
Not that wasn't the first one. The first one you showed me was the samurai child.
That's not martial arts. That's swordplay. That's that's
like-
Chambara.
Oh,
That's different. Chambara.
yeah. I mean, flying guillotine. I was like,
The
first half. I thought the bad guy
tournament-
was the good guy.
The tournament went on too long. It
Yeah.
got tedious. It's like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
Well, it's like the fact that I thought the bad guy was the good guy for the first half of the film is like, oh no, his young students were killed. He's gonna go get revenge.
It's a sequel to a superior movie that's very cheesy as well. It's One Armed Boxer.
Okay.
Where like the main villain has vampire fangs for no reason. It's pretty fun.
There's a reason. It's cool.
yeah. But yeah, I give Django 4.5.
Yes.
You give it a 4.
Like
all's right with the world.
the song itself is worth at least 3 stars. The song.
Yeah, seriously, come on.
I could literally listen to that song on repeat for. Although I will say,
I like
the origin of the song. That's Italian. Hits different.
Really, there's like an Italian lyric version.
It's on Spotify on the Django.
I'll check it out.
It hits like it's more like romantic. It's not,
Okay.
but it's more sad. Because like the Django is more badass. Like Django. But it's more like the Italians were like, I don't know, man. No. It's like it makes me want to cry a little bit.
I it's one of those things where it's like, I definitely want to watch the film in Italian, Italian dub, just to see what it's like, because it's on there, it's in Italian mono on the Blu-ray, so might as well check it out eventually, just to experience it in a different way.
Yeah. Also, the name Django is just really cool.
It's fucking awesome.
It's a cool name.
When I saw like when I first heard about Django, like through Unchained, obviously, it was it was just like, oh, the Django.
Yeah, that's
which everybody
that's
initially
a joke in
thought,
that film,
yeah.
The Django.
You black son of a bitch.
It's like the asylum hillbilly. Yeah. Tarantino. You know what? He tried.
It's okay. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
That if that's his worst movie, he's
not bad.
Not bad, Yeah.
If his worst movie is just good.
Yeah.
I'll take
come on.
I'm sorry, Spike, but
sorry.
Tarantino,
not sorry. Quentin's a better filmmaker, so
yeah, he doesn't have one.
He's more focused.
Yeah.
He has better all of his films are great. I'd rather have 10 good films than a bunch of shit and then 6 or 5 or 6 good ones in the pile.
Here's the thing about since I'm in film school, I know how hard it is to make a movie.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to say Spike Lee, you didn't care.
No, he cares. He cares very much about them. That's obvious. I feel
he does have more modern good,
Inside Man.
What?
Oh, Black Klansman.
Yeah, Black Klansman was good. I heard his
Black Klansman's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, but his
The Five Bloods.
Yeah, I heard that's good. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was good.
Then he remade Ganya and Hess, which is a vampire movie starring Dwayne Jones, who was Ben in Night of the Living Dead. It's called The Sweet Blood of Jesus.
Really?
I aim to see Ganya and Hess first.
That sounds awesome. I want to watch that. But, yeah, but of course, at the time, there was a whole Spike Lee controversy with Django Unchained, where it's I get it.
He was kind of single-handed, he was kind of boycotting the film.
It's okay.
Boycott sales.
But yeah. But check out Django.
I wonder what he thinks of. I wonder if he even likes spaghetti westerns. I wonder if he likes Django. Based on he's more into Eastern cinema, so I don't know.
I mean, he watches westerns because the whole hate and love thing from Do the Right Thing is from.
Well, that's kind of a thriller that kind of takes place in frontier town,
Yeah, it's
Night of the Hunter.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
he hates the old school John Wayne and John Ford. He hates it. Absolutely the spot. I see good in the diamonds in the rough, but he loathes all of it.
Really, I did not know.
So I don't know how he feels about spaghetti westerns. I feel like spaghetti westerns are more of a revolution of the genre.
I don't know. Well, I mean, again, you're a cool guy, Spike Lee. I don't want to
He's never gonna hear this.
I know. You never know. I just want to know. You seem like a cool guy. You've done some good things, but I feel like if he were to watch spaghetti westerns, he would not be happy with the fact that there's no black people in it because at the time that they take place, there'd be slaves.
He should watch the movie Boss with Fred Williamson. The movie, the title, I cannot say it in full.
Wait, what's the full title? I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's the N word.
Yeah.
Boss N word.
I can't believe that they chose
It's
that.
got a great song too.
I know.
A song that I can't sing.
I know. It was sampled in that song you played.
Yeah.
But I heard that that's a film I do want to watch because that looks.
I have the Blu-ray. We can watch it tonight after we're done recording.
Yeah,
we'll watch it down here and blast the speakers. They call him Boss.
Oh, yeah. Like
he's so bad.
I would like to see Spike Lee do like a western.
What if he remade that movie? It was basically Django Unchained, but like, down to its bare bones. It's a black cowboy, you know.
You know what? I would be down to see that. Like,
I would be down to see like a subversive Spike Lee western. He might be good.
I'd rather see that
than the remake of High and Low with Ice Spice.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Spike Lee has so much potential he could unleash onto the world.
In his old age, he has so much potential.
He's not that old. How old is he?
He's like in his mid-50s, I think. Well, no,
That's not nothing.
Over half a life lived, you know.
I mean,
Most Scorsese's like
he's like a corpse. He's like a corpse.
No, John Carpenter's a fucking corpse.
Who we love.
We love him.
Oh man,
to death.
that man.
I will the day if I open up my phone and it's like, oh, rip John Carpenter on this day. I will take a mental health day.
That's me. It's either John Carpenter or Mel Brooks.
Okay.
Because Mel Brooks is like 96.
Yeah,
actually, he's still starring in animated films too. Like he's still, but the moment, oh man,
the moment I
Blazing Saddles, that's a good one.
I see that on social media. That's gonna be that's gonna be rough.
Blazing Saddles. Spike Lee remakes Blazing Saddles.
Oh shit, that's another one. That's another one. It's kind of like just I need to watch still.
You've never seen Blazing Saddles?
I've seen Boss N-Word, but I haven't seen Blazing Saddles.
That movie's ridiculous.
Maybe that'd make a good double feature. I don't know.
You know, I mean, Blazing Saddles just loses the plot. Just says "fuck it." It's
okay,
so good.
Okay. Is that like that? That's gotta be like a great thing, though. Like,
that's the best thing.
Oh yeah. I imagine
Well,
that
that
was the film's triumph. Yeah.
Because I think Boss, and Blazing Saddles, the plot is like a black sheriff.
Yeah.
So they have the basic idea. They just go and totally
the one's more like straightforward grindhouse exploitation, like
one's
typical.
nuts.
The other one's like lampooning everything about the Western genre, you know, and to a slapstick, kind of like a kind of an outlandish degree, you know.
I don't like. You cannot make Blazing Saddles today.
If I hear that sentence one more fucking time.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Everybody says that. Like,
but you know what?
No, here's why my response to that. Why would you make it today?
Exactly.
There's no need for it.
It's made.
It was but like it was made in response to an era of film that was recently a successor of. The era of Gunsmoke and like Bonanza, where it's like westerns were like one of the top genres, you know.
Well, actually, it wasn't originally supposed to be a comedy because like at first it was a script called Black Bart.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be like more of a serious. It had some comedic, but it was supposed to be like a more serious black sheriff.
Yeah.
And then Mel Brooks bought it and said,
fuck it.
I was like, this is kind of a dumb plot. But let's make it funny.
And made it made a comedy basically.
So basically, at first it was going to be just lampooning racism because that's the heart of Blazing Saddles. Is racism is dumb.
Yeah.
But it's just let's just add like
a bunch of other stuff. I don't know what to expect from it.
Really?
No, I have no idea. I don't know where the white women at. And I know that there's like a part where it's like there's like the town is like a cardboard. There's like a cutout. That's all I know. That's all I know about that movie, and I know that Gene Wilder's in it, and that's all. Will the Lord give us time, or just jerking ourselves off?
I can't. Yeah, what a great movie.
But yeah, that was
Django.
That was a great lineup of movies we watched.
Yeah,
watched something somber, something that's good for all ages, just like
and bloody,
balls to the wall. amazing. Just no.
Also, I think Django's the only Western I've seen that has like a lot of mud in it.
Oh yeah,
I can't think of another Western.
A lot of them are just dry.
Yeah, it's just like
visually,
desert.
Like desert in terms of environment that it takes place in. It's like desert,
Yeah, it's like there's something
It's like tumbleweed,
there's something sadder about its mud.
Yeah.
Like everywhere you go, just the West is covered your body. Like you can't.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Also, I just hate mud.
But yeah, just know, do something with your life. Be imaginative. Build some Legos, or watch a spaghetti western.
Yes.
Or
go
or
out-
steal some gold. Do
Yes.
something with your life.
or weed or whatever. It is.
Yeah.
Check out this. Is
This was a good episode.
yes.
This was a good lineup.
I'm happy with this
Yeah,
lineup.
can't wait to see what we come up with next.
Yeah. Next episode's gonna be this whole Spy Kids trilogy. We're gonna do it 1 to 3 and then 3 to 1. We're gonna watch it twice. It's gonna be 6 discussions of the same 3 movies.
So that's it for this episode. And remember, your love has gone away. You must go on. Oh, Django.
Or no. Everything is Django.
Everything is Django.
Everything is cool when you shoot up a crowd.
Django.
Everything is Django.
I want Lego Django set.
Lego Django.
With like what his hands, the claw hands are red. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Django.
Django.